All right, we are starting language arts. Who can tell me what the sentence is for this week? Who would like to read it to me? Grayson.
I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace, which is fly above it and marvel at its sparkling beauty.
Very nice. So what are you going to do when you hear that sentence when I read the book? You're going to raise your hand, correct? Our book is called Tar Beach. Are you okay? Oh, okay. Tar Beach. Raise your hand next time when you want to get up. Thank you. By Faith Ringgold. Now, what do you see on the front of this book? Owen. Yes, it's got a silver medal in the Caldecott Honor Book. So that is a big honor. So there's a silver and then there's the gold. Which one do you think is is the highest honor? James. Yes. Think of the Olympics. You get the gold medal and the silver medal. I don't think there's a bronze for Caldecott. I will always remember when the stars fell down around me and lifted me up above the George Washington Bridge. Whoa. All right, I need everybody to sit, star, and track the reader. We're not writing our sentences right now. I could see our tiny rooftop with Mommy and Daddy and Mr. and Mrs. Honey, our next door neighbors, still playing cards as if nothing was going on. And Baby, my baby brother, lying real still on the mattress, just like I told him to. His eyes like huge floodlights tracking me through the sky. So how would you feel if your sister started flying in the sky?
Jealous.
Yeah, yes, me too. When Sheen said jealous, I think it would be so awesome to fly. Sleeping on Tar Beach was magical. Lying on the roof in the night with stars and skyscraper buildings all around me made me feel rich, like I owned all that I could see. The bridge was my most prized possession. Is this story taking place in a city or in the countryside? Like, remember our last story was taking place in what? The country. So if you remember Babushka, remember what they had to do? So what do you say this is, where do you say the setting is on this story, Gabe?
City.
Yes, big city. Look at all the skyscrapers. I'm thinking New York, but I'm not sure. Daddy said that the Washington Bridge is the longest and most beautiful bridge in the world, and that it opened in 1931, on the very day I was born. Daddy worked on that bridge, hoisting cables. Since then, I wanted that bridge to be mine. Ooh, look at how high up he is. Yikes. Yes, Emma.
I think last year in Frustrate we read this in part.
Oh, okay. Why is it frustrating? Did you say frustrating? Oh, I thought you said frustrating. I was saying, why is it frustrating? Okay, I'm trying to find out where this. Yeah. All right, so he's working on the bridge. Oh my, look at her flying around. Now I have claimed it. All I had to do was fly over it for it to be mine forever. I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace. Very good. Or just fly above it and marvel at its sparkling beauty. I can fly, yes, fly, me, Cassie, Louise, a Lightfoot, only 8 years old, and in the 3rd grade, and I can fly. That means I am free to go wherever I want for the rest of my life. Oh, that sounds lovely. Who wishes they could fly? Yes, that would be so fun. Oh, and put your pencil down, please. We're not writing. Daddy took me to see the new Union building he is working on. He can walk on steel girders up in the sky and not fall. They call him the cat. But look at how high up he is. Yikes. But still, he can't join the union because Grandpa wasn't a member. Well, Daddy is going to own that building because I'm going to fly over it and give it to him. Then it won't matter that he's not in their old union or whether he's colored or half-breed Indian like they say. Here she is flying. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you could fly and then everything you flew over, you just say that's mine and there you have it.
Yeah.
He'll be rich and won't have to stand on 24-story high girders and look down. He can look at his building going up. And Mommy won't cry all winter when he goes to look for work and doesn't come home. That's sad. And Mommy can laugh and sleep late like Mrs. Honey, and we can have ice cream every night for dessert. That doesn't sound bad. Who would like to have ice cream every night for dessert? You probably get tired of it. Yes, I agree. But it sounds good. Oh, the ice cream factory. That's what I would fly over and own that, the ice cream factory. Next, I'm going to fly over the ice cream factory just to make sure we do. And she's going to own it. I love it. Tonight, we're going up to Tar Beach. Mommy is roasting peanuts and frying chicken. And Daddy will bring home a watermelon. Mr. and Mrs. Honey will bring the beer and their old green card table. And then the stars will fall around me and I will fly to the Union building. I want to fly. Yes, Jeremiah.
If I could fly, I would have gone over the white chocolate factory.
Ooh. Chocolate factory, and then the ice cream factory, and then I'd be a happy camper. I'll take BB with me, and he has threatened to tell Mommy and Daddy if I leave him behind. I have told him it's very easy. Anyone can fly. All you need is somewhere to go. Go that you can't get to any other way. The next thing you know, you're flying among the stars. Oh, I wish it were that easy. Fly, if you can't get there any other way, you just fly there. Where would you fly? That's a good question. Let's, after the book, let's ask that question. Where would you fly to? Let's write that down so you don't forget. Something to think about. We'll discuss it when we're done. Oh, I wish we're done. So the site of Tar Beach is the rooftop of a neighboring apartment house that Ringgold sees from the windows of her Harlem apartment. The bridge is the George Washington Bridge, which Ringgold called her bridge because it had been part of her view all her life. Talking about the author. So I'm just trying to see where. I should know, but I'm assuming it is New York City. It doesn't say.
You could look it up.
I will. That is for sure. So Tar Beach, oh, there she is. There they are lying in Tar Beach. Do you think they were really flying? No. Was it their imagination?
Yeah.
So they were laying down looking at the stars, and then all of a sudden they felt like they were flying. Who on a nice summer night has gone outside when it's dark and lay on the grass and look at the stars. It's like one of my favorite things to do in the summer, as long as the mosquitoes don't eat me up. That's the only thing that's hard about it is the mosquitoes. They're so annoying. But that is super fun. And then you can look at for constellations as well. Who knows what a constellation is? Olivia.
It's like when stars, they make like a picture.
Yes. There are several constellations that the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, the Northern Star. There's all kinds of awesome constellations. We should talk about that when summer gets closer. Because it's super fun on a summer warm night to just go out and look at the beautiful stars. Yes, Emma.
I have a comment.
Yes.
For my birthday, my mom got me a projector, and when you turn it on, it shows the galaxy and stuff with the stars.
So fun. Fascinating, isn't it? The stars are amazing. Yes, Olivia.
Once I wore this shirt to school and it has all the constellations on it.
Whoa. Can you name one?
Well, the words are like in cursive, so I can't really read it.
We'll have to talk about the constellations are super fun. They are, the Northern Star is the star that back in days when they didn't have GPS, they knew north was the North Star, and so they followed that star. Wouldn't be very good though on a cloudy night. But we digress. So where would you fly if you could? McKenna, where would you fly? To your grandparents. Olivia, where would you fly?
I would fly to.
You could go anywhere in the world. Doesn't even have to be in Madison or Wisconsin. It go anywhere. If you could go anywhere, where would you fly?
I would go to my aunt's house.
To your aunt's house. Where does she live? Far away?
She lives like 24 hours. I mean 20 hours away.
Okay, so she lives a little ways. It would be hard to walk. Toby,
My cousin,
where do they live? Far away?
yes,
Where do they live?
they live in Nigeria.
Oh, that's far away. Yes, you definitely would need to fly. That'd be a long flight. Gabe, where would you fly? Sam, please
Probably to Arizona.
tell. Arizona. Do you have somebody in Arizona that you visit? Aha, very nice. Jeremiah.
Every candy shop. And also, I would fly over and house for sale and give them to homeless people.
Oh, that's sweet. So you're going to fly over things like the little girl and then you would own it. They're only that easy. Grant. Mexico. Where in Mexico? Anywhere where there's a nice beach and nice water. Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, any of those. Grayson, where would you fly?
Michigan.
Michigan. And where, do you have family in Michigan?
I have a friend that moved there.
Very nice. Helen, where would you fly to?
I have two.
Just one. If you could choose one place to fly to, where would you go? Where? France, oui, oui. M.
I wouldn't go there because I want to, but I go to Hawaii
Yes.
because my mom wants to.
Hawaii.
And then, I bring her with.
Yes. Hawaii is spectacular. Winsheen,
Florida.
Florida. Sam,
What?
where would you go if you could fly? Where would you fly to?
My friend's house, which lives in Florida.
Nice. Emmy? Florida. Jonathan, I'm going to get to everyone so you can put your hands down.
Texas.
Texas. Yeehaw. Where in Texas would you go? Is there a particular place? Just curious. No, just Texas. Just fly around Texas. Awesome. Christian,
California.
California. Is there a particular place in California you'd want to go? Is there family there or friends, or just want to go to?
I just like it when they because they have hot weather and they have some of the storms are like storms and they have lots of pools.
And they have lots of what?
Pools.
They have the ocean. They have the mountains. Yeah, California has kind of a little bit of everything, which makes it pretty awesome. Luke,
Colorado.
Colorado. Yes, I would go visit my daughter Sophia if I could fly. That would be so nice. Boy, Florida. Any particular area in Florida? Or just anywhere in Florida? I get ya. Owen,
Alaska.
Alaska. Now, would you go like up in the mountains of Alaska, or would
I would
you?
just see my uncle.
Uncle, very fun. Aren't you going there for summer or spring break?
I think.
Nice. It'll be a little warmer there. Yes, it's a little chilly there right now. Emma,
Alabama.
Alabama, very fun. Tessa,
Illinois.
Illinois. James,
Missouri.
Missouri, very fun. Do you have family in Missouri? Just want to go to Missouri. What's in Missouri? Oh, just sounds good. Tessa, do you have family where you want to go?
No, but I used to live in Wonderland.
Oh, okay. And then M. Where would you wanted to go to Alabama? Is there someone that you want to visit there?
My mom and my sister.
Nice. It would be so fun to fly. I would love to fly. Then I would just go. I'd have a hard time choosing where I'd go first.
I think there are books on the back.
Or what?
Like more books that you can get. Or
Oh,
are those-
these are different books about different cultural. Kite flying, I have that book, I should bring that in. But anyways, so there you go. Anything about this book so some of you read it last year in art, you said, did you guys do the paint the bridge? Is that what you did?
No.
No?
Just read it.
You don't remember?
No, I think
That would
we
be
did.
fun if we
I
made
think
the
we
bridge.
painted something after we read the book.
You painted something? Yes. She, Mrs. Rosemont is a very good art teacher. Hopefully next year we'll have art again because she is amazing art. She's an amazing art teacher. So I would not be at all surprised if she did this book and then you made something really fun from it, like the bridge.
It was fun when we made our belt from the armor of God.
Oh, yeah.
No, we had to sew it.
Oh, wow. That was an art class? Very fun. No, hopefully next year, fingers crossed, we'll have all of that back. All right, anything, comments? Anything about the book that you have a question about or a comment about? Go ahead. Jeremiah.
I have another place that I want to apply to.
Ooh, what's that?
Alabama, where I can see my mom and my sister.
Oh, you, all right. Maybe you two could fly together and just take off and fly to Alabama. That would be super awesome. I don't even know where I would fly to first. Maybe I would fly to Colorado too and visit Sophia. She lives in Colorado Springs, in the mountain, or near the mountains. She gets to go hiking in the mountains whenever she wants, which looks beautiful. Olivia,
I have another spot I would love to go.
and what would that be?
I would love to go to Disneyland.
Oh,
I've
yes.
never gone.
Disneyland or Disney World? Disneyland is in California, and Disney World is in Florida. Disney World is much bigger. So you might as well go for Florida.
Disney World.
Yeah, who has been to Disney World? Yeah, it's pretty fun. It'd be a fun place to fly to.
I'm going there when I'm like 9 years old.
Well, that's gonna be soon. Nice. It's a good age to go.
I already went there.
My only stipulation was that both kids had to be tall enough to go on all the rides. So I didn't want any crying because they couldn't get on a ride. There's no crying in Disney World.
I might go there when I'm a teenager.
Very fun. All right. So, any other? Yes, Grant. Where's that?
North Carolina.
Ooh, nice. Where, a particular place in North Carolina? Or just curious about North Carolina? Have you been there? Yeah, it's that's where the ocean is, and the food in the Carolinas, you got the southern food is delightful. And they got the ocean, so they have all the fresh seafood, which is also yummy. I'm not a big seafood, but if it's fresh. Luke.
I have a comment.
Yes.
I went to Disney World when I was like 1.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember it. Emma,
I have another place where I would go.
and where's that?
To a forest.
To a forest? Like any particular forest?
No,
It's any forest?
just to live there.
Just to live in the forest?
Build a jungle tree.
Ooh, that would be super fun.
What if snakes live in
Oh, we just don't think about that. We don't think about snakes. Let me read about the author of Tar Beach. I think it's very interesting. Tar Beach, a story quilt by Faith Ringgold, combines autobiography, fictional narrative, painting, and quilt making in one art form. So, do you see around the border of each page this colorful, that is what they're talking about quilt making. Who knows what a quilt is, if you can envision what a quilt is? Who could explain to the rest of your friends who do not know what a quilt is, what it is? Grayson.
It's like a blanket that one of your family members made you.
And what is significant or what is special about a quilt? Because no quilt is going to be alike. What is significant? You can really see it really good on this page. What is, you can kind of see, and here you have all these different what? What shapes, geometric shapes do you see I'm pointing to? Emmy. Squares.
I have a comment.
What is this, not right now, what is the significance of a quilt? Helen.
They're sewed from a sewing machine.
Well, maybe now, but each square, friends, used to be, now they probably do use sewing machines, but it used to be hand sewed together to make one big quilt. And usually they're so beautiful because there's multi material used, and each square can be different. And so in this story, she is saying that each square tells a story. Yes, Emma.
My grandma made 2 quilts.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Handmade quilts are a piece of art and very, very special, especially if they're handmade. Like both my girls got a quilt from their grandmother when they graduated from high school. All handmade. So it's very special because do you think it's easy? No. Owen, did you have something you wanted to say? Really, that's very special. Take very good care of it. It's an art form that is still hopefully will not die out. But back in days when they didn't have anything for blankets, they couldn't go to Walgreens or Walmart or Target to buy blankets. They handmade these blankets hand sewed them together, cut out all the squares, and made these beautiful quilts. Yes, Olivia.
My grandpa's mom made me a quilt
Wow.
for me and my mom, and then she was in the nursing home, and then she passed away.
Oh, so she was your great grandmother? Wow. That is amazing. That is very, very special. Should bring in a quilt and show you. So usually they have on the one side, let's see if yours are, Owen and Olivia, do you have on one side of your quilt all the different colors? And then on the back side is all one piece of material?
No, it's all different colors on both sides.
Wow.
Mine,
That's even more special. A lot of times they are quilts, they're all quilted squares and then they're sewn onto a big piece of material. So if you had on both sides, that is really special. Yes, M.
Both of my great grandmas, the one who passed away last week, she made me a quilt, and also my other great grandma, last year when she was 100,
Wow.
she handmade a quilt for me.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's pretty special.
She's gonna turn 101 this month.
She is still alive? Wow.
whoa!
Does she live in a home, or does she live by herself, or does she live at her house, or is she in a nursing home?
She lives by herself.
Oh, at 101.
She's gonna turn 101 in this month.
Wow. That is amazing. And she doesn't live by herself, does she?
She does, but her neighbors drives her somewhere.
Wow. Wow. You have some good genes, girl. That is pretty amazing. Well, I'm just going to say, if any of you who have a quilt, and if you have permission to bring them in, we could have a little show and tell, and you could show your friends what a quilt looks like. Who has never seen a quilt? Raise your hand.
I put 3 of them.
No, who has never seen a quilt? Raise your hand if you have never seen a quilt. Okay, so that is what she is talking. So in each of these pages, you can see on the bottom there is a quilt. You see that?
Yeah.
Turn another one. So she is obviously big on quilting. I'm going to read a little bit more because this is interesting. Faith Ringgold has been a painter since the 1950s. In the 70s, she began to work in self-sculpting, sculpture, collaborating with her mother, Willie Posey Jones, a fashion designer and dressmaker who had a major influence on her interest in quilts. Willie Posey described watching her grandmother, Betsy Bingham, boil and bleach flour sacks to line the quilts she sewed. Susie Shannon, Betsy's mother, was a slave in antebellum Florida who made quilts as part of her duties. Ringgold's quilt designs echo the African-influenced, repetitive geometric design characteristic of many early American quilts. As Ringgold began more interested in telling stories as well as in painting and quilt making, she began using quilts as vehicles for her stories. Most of her quilts concern the experience of the black female in America. Cassie, the narrator of Tar Beach, dreams of being free to go wherever she wants for the rest of her life. Flying is how she will achieve her dream, echoing an important motif in the African American folktale literature in which slaves told of flying to freedom as wish fulfillment or as a metaphor for escaping from slavery. References to more contemporary African American history are also part of the story. So that is pretty special. She talks about her great-grandmother making quilts from flour sacks. So, very interesting history. All right, friends, Any other oh, I see lots of hands up. Helen.
My great grandma, when my mom was little, her grandma, which is my great grandma, made her like quilt,
Mhm.
and it was like a picture of like her and my mom, and she had red hair, so then it's now like me and my mom.
Oh, so is it actually a picture
Well,
within the quilt?
Well, she kind of made like it was like a picture of her with my mom, like when
Oh my
my mom
gosh.
was little, she made it for my mom, and now it's like me and
Right.
my
Oh
mom.
my goodness. So your great grandmother had red hair.
A lot of my grandmas had red hair.
Pretty amazing. So I'm still trying to envision this quilt. Is it an actual picture, or did she make them out of material?
It's like a mix of both.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. Would love to see that. Do you think your mom will let you bring it in? It's pretty fragile, and if it's an heirloom, probably not. Maybe a picture. That sounds awesome. See, that is so awesome about family heirlooms. Do you guys know what an heirloom is?
No.
How would you explain an heirloom? They're very, very, very special. Sheen.
They're like things that for an example, your grandmother made something and gave it to your mom, and then your mom gave it to you.
Yes, an heirloom is something that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation in your family. And it's usually extremely valuable, not necessarily monetary valuable, but sentimentally valuable, because it comes from family members of the past. So there are a family heirloom, which sounds like your quilt, Helen, is very, very special. And quilting happens to be one of those family heirlooms that has been passed down from generation to generation, because quilt making has been way back in time as far as people making them. They used to be more of a necessity. Now some quilts are art form. So there you have it. Heirlooms are special, quilts are awesome. Any other questions about our book?